So I'll just recap that question. So how can legalization of same-sex marriage impact the economy and financial growth of India? So my answer to this. From an economic perspective, the legalization of same-sex marriage would likely increase consumer spending in weddings, in destinations, in tourism, and travel. Also, it would foster a more inclusive workplace environment by signaling that the country is now aligning to its constitutional morals of equality for all citizens. Another move would be sending a global signal that India is ready to play at the global level of industries, signaling investment opportunities. As I sit on many boards because I own stock, right, and I own 3 companies. Every week, equity, inclusion, opportunities, investments, which countries are we going to move our factories to? I would love to be able to greenlight factory developments for India. One of the things I always look at is I look at life in 10-year spans from a business perspective. It will take one of the companies that I sit on a board with 10 years to build the factory, to get it up and running. India has talent, but because the laws are inequitable with marriage equality, the talent leaves. So the other countries are getting the best of that talent versus that talent staying here in India. Being able to have marriage equality, green lights, sustainability in the workforce and employment opportunity. India has the largest youth population, the most educated workforce that India has ever seen in their measurement since 1948 on record. If you do not employ your youth, then you will have dissatisfaction within your country. It doesn't matter who will be at the leadership of your country. So this is a pivotal moment for India to get it right and make policies that are inclusive to its identity of constitution. And the world is needing leadership and constitutional countries who lean into that wisdom of serving as a servant's heart, governing by the Constitution and not by lived experiences of bias and bigotry, will be the one that comes forward. And then that collectiveness will be shared by all of its citizens and investors.
That's such a great way to put it. And I also have like a follow-up question to it. Do you think that, because in recent times, we've been seeing that queer folks, especially the ones who can afford, changing their home and leaving India for the sake of getting married. Do you see a lot of queer folks doing that, like moving abroad, just because the laws are not equitable, are not inclusive enough in India?
Yes. And some of the most talented people who, look, in America, people come to America because it's a place of dreams, right? So we get India's best heart doctors. We get India's best scientists. We get India's best entrepreneurs. The Vice President of the United States is Indian. Her mom's Indian. So there's been this whole siphoning of Indians leaving India and becoming the best at what they do in other countries and serving those countries, serving in those responsibilities. As I sit here and I look across this room, I see very intelligent, eager, able-bodied individuals who, given the opportunity, right, to live your truth, given the opportunity to be yourself, could be the next individual of making something really important. Pieces that go to space on spacecrafts, hearts for, or artificial intelligence. So much opportunity is India has lost so much opportunity because it hasn't recognized its own living document of the Constitution. So when that happens, then yeah. And I also think when marriage equality happens, you'll actually see a lot of Indians coming back to India. Because they don't want to live away from their homeland. They want to live in their homeland. One of the things when I married into Manvendra's family, his family said, our son can't leave. You can't marry in our family and take him to America, but you're marrying into our family, so it's your obligation to make it work in India.
That makes so much of sense.